Imagine sitting through yet another pitch deck, slide after slide of numbers, charts, and buzzwords, all blending into one blurred stream of sameness. Feels like déjà vu, right? The problem isn't just that these decks are dull, it's that they've become almost irrelevant. That standard script everyone sticks to is choking the very spark that should drive venture capital. Real connection, real insight, real gut instincts. The world around us moves lightning fast. Startups evolve overnight. Innovation refuses to be boxed in by bullet points or neat categories. Yet here we are, stuck watching the same old slideshows, hoping for some magic to leap off from a PowerPoint presentation. And it's not just frustration. It's the silent killer of potential, the slow death of excitement, the erosion of what should be the heartbeat of venture investing. Think about it. You're not just betting on numbers. You're betting on people, on their vision, on their fire. But how can you see that fire flicker from lists and graphs? Those decks were made for an era when information was scarce. Now, with the infinite sea of data, controlling the narrative through a slide deck feels artificial, forced, cold. It's like trying to catch a river with a single cup. What's really happening is deeper and messier. Raw human ambition, crazy ideas that don't fit neat boxes, personalities so wild you can't script them. Yet, the pitch deck forces all this richness into a template, hemming in the true story. And that kills the chance to connect on a deeper, almost instinctive level. You're left with clean numbers, but missing the messy truth. And investing without truth? That's a gamble with the souls of billions on the line. This discomfort you feel? The sinking feeling every time you zone out during a pitch? That's the signal blinking saying this is broken. The old way doesn't cut it anymore. The pitch deck is becoming obsolete because it fails the modern world. It hides the thrill, the chaos, the spirit that builds value. And in its place, or right alongside it, is a new kind of storytelling. Direct, brutal, alive. The real power now lies in conversations, raw and unfiltered, in interactions where founders aren't just submitting decks, they're telling stories with their voice, with energy, with vulnerability. When you can sense the jitter in their voice, the doubt behind the confidence, the relentless hunger lurking under their polished words, that's the intelligence no slide can capture. Because true insight isn't something you can bullet point. It has to be witnessed. Here's the catch. Nobody's telling you this outright. The pitch deck lives on because it's safe, because it's easy to compare and score, but that safety is an illusion. The most groundbreaking decisions don't come from fitting into a mold. They come from breaking it. Think about the best investments you made. Were those moments when someone showed you a spreadsheet, or when they leaned forward, eyes blazing, telling you why the world is about to change because of their idea? No contest. The emotional connection, the shared belief, it's that pulse that drives huge wins, not perfectly formatted slides. But with decks, too many investors fall into the trap of asking for data before understanding the dream. So what can be done? How do you break free from this loop? First, it's about flipping the entire approach to evaluation on its head. Stop chasing polished narratives and start chasing raw, unfiltered conversations. Invest in founders before you even see a deck. Talk to them. Watch how they respond under pressure. Listen to what they choose not to say as much as what they shout out loud. The new rule is trust the energy, not the design. Create spaces, virtual or physical, where founders can be real without the pretense of slides. Where the grit and flaws can show through because those cracks let in the light. This feels risky, of course. It always will. But transformational investments demand boldness, an appetite for chaos. Next, lean heavily on alternative signals. Look for commitment over polish. Who's waking up in the middle of the night railing against impossible odds? Who's bleeding time and energy into solving problems no one else dares touch? Those are the stories to chase. Use technology not to produce boring reports, but to amplify authentic voices. Video pitches, live Q&As, on-the-fly demos, anything but a static deck. And here's a pro tip many miss. Build evaluation rituals that reward risk takers. People who challenge your worldview, who refuse to follow playbooks, who court failure as a step to mastery. Those are your diamonds. Remember, the pitch deck's slow death isn't a threat, it's a liberation. It's a chance to shift your mindset from passive viewer to active participant. From a checkbox mentality to a gut-deep engagement. From show me your slides to show me your fire. When that happens, investing stops being a process and becomes a pulse, a force. And it will change everything, from the deals you choose to the returns you earn, from the founders you champion to the legacy you build. If you keep doing what everyone else is doing, you'll end up with the same old results. But if you dare to dismantle the pitch deck obsession, you'll unlock a space where extraordinary founders thrive, not because they checked boxes, but because they ignited belief. And that belief, it's contagious. It spreads like wildfire through your portfolio, through your network, through the very future you want to create. This is a call for rebellion against boredom, against false structure, against the comforting lie that a slide deck can capture genius. The future of venture isn't in static pages. It's in dynamic, human stories told face to face, heart to heart. The new model is messy, loud, unpredictable, but it is alive. And in life, just like in investment, the alive always beats the lifeless. So the next time a pitch deck lands in your inbox, don't just skim it. Ask yourself, what am I missing here? The answer won't be found in fonts or formatting. It lies in voices, in pauses, in the unspoken conviction that no slide can ever hold. Move beyond the deck. Lean into human energy. Because that's where the future lives. And if you catch it, you'll never look back. The deck is dying, and with it, a stagnant tradition. What replaces it is raw, it is real, and it is the pulse that drives everything forward. Don't just watch the change, be the change. Investors who understand this won't just survive, they'll own the future. The rest? They'll stay stuck in endless loops of slide decks nobody remembers. And that's a fate none of us need. Your move.